Friday, July 25th. I'm Paul Huckelak.
And I'm Lisa Rufiange.
And this is TV7.ca News. Thanks to Gwen and Coral Collective for these great pieces behind us on the wall. Today, we talk about Neighbourhood Connection Kits available for you at the library. The RCMP want to remind you about bicycle safety. And our own Sharon Gregresh heads down to the farmers market. But first.
Last Friday, July 19th at approximately 11:20 a.m., a homeowner returned to a residence on Harvest Court in St. Albert and found a stranger inside who had allegedly been rummaging through drawers and cupboards. The suspect ran out the back doors and hopped the fence to flee the area. Described as being a white male wearing a tan hoodie and blue jeans with tattered bottoms and a black ball cap, he is possibly in his early 20s and skinny. Criminals may assume that people are away on holidays at this time of year, says Corporal Laurel Kading, supervisor of the St. Albert RCMP Community Policing and Victim Services Unit. It is important to build a network of trusted neighbors that watch out for each other's property and call the RCMP if something seems suspicious.
If you have any information about this crime, please call the St. Albert RCMP at 780-458-7700.
Looking for something family-friendly to do now that the nice weather has hopefully arrived? Neighbourhood Connections Kits are available to check out and borrow from the St. Albert Library. There are 4 different kits to encourage you and your family to better connect with your neighbours while exploring St. Albert. The walking kit is designed to help you explore the walking trails and parks in our city. Or why not check out the vast number of bird species that live in St. Albert with the bird watching kit. If plant life is more your cup of tea, one of the kits will help you learn about the native plant species found along our trails. The 4th kit was inspired by Kristen Schell's book, Turquoise Table. This kit encourages the casual meeting of neighbors.
Drop by the St. Albert Public Library at 5 St. Anne Street and ask to sign out a Neighbourhood Connections Kit. For more information, visit stalbert.ca and search Neighbourhood Connections Kit.
With the warm weather upon us, St. Albert RCMP are reminding citizens to pay attention to bike safety and rules of the road. St. Albert has many trails within the city, and cyclists are encouraged to use the trail system. Cyclists who choose to ride their bikes on the roadways must follow the rules of the road. Cyclists have all of the same rights and responsibilities as a driver of a motor vehicle, including must yield to pedestrians, stop for stop signs and red lights, and travel with the flow of traffic. If you are riding a bicycle, you are considered by law a vehicle on the road.
There are a large number of cyclists who choose to ride their bicycles on the sidewalk, which is permitted in St. Albert. But while riding on the sidewalk, cyclists must yield the right-of-way to pedestrians and cannot operate their bike in a reckless manner. Cyclists on sidewalks must dismount and walk across roadways or intersections. If you dismount and walk alongside your bicycle, you are considered a pedestrian and have the same rights as such. Cyclists on sidewalks do not have the right-of-way over motor vehicles in intersections. And all individuals who ride their bike within the city of St. Albert are required to wear a bike helmet, and this includes both adults and children.
Head injury is the leading cause of death from bicycle crashes. Cyclists who do not wear helmets are 3 times more likely to suffer head injuries in a crash, says St. Albert Traffic Corporal Tim Galtois.
And here's our very own Crystal Lucier with Financial Focus.
I want money.
Clients sometimes ask me if their child or teenager has to file their tax return. You may want your child to file their own tax return if they have any income, summer job, part-time income, and if income tax is being deducted from that money. Filing helps set them up, set up their information with CRA for future queries or future filings. It also gives them contribution room for their RSPs. Even if they're under 18, any income that you're earning is adding contribution room for future RSP. It's also a teaching moment for your child. I like to say that it's a good life preparation. It helps them to understand taxes and CPP, deductions on payroll. Often a child will just take the number of hours that they worked, multiply it by their wage and think that that's the money that's coming in when it not necessarily is. Will it affect you? It very well could. If you're a single parent, it may affect your earnings by reducing your equivalent to spouse credit and thereby reducing your refund on your income tax return. You get to choose which child you claim as your equivalent to spouse. So I always recommend that you pick the lowest income child, often your youngest child, because the income that they make, if any, is going to be less than your older teenager. It's important that you choose software that offers free filing if you're doing your own. Students and low-income individuals can file for free, and any professional that you may encounter will often give you a student rate or a dependent rate. Just make sure that if your child is filing their own tax return, that you are including their income on your tax return under their dependent section. This is Crystal Lucier with Preferred Tax Solutions for TV7.ca.
I want money.
So don't panic about this next story, but despite the fact that it feels like summer just started, the city is having you think about and get ready for fall. St. Albert, along with Service Credit Union Place and Fountain Park Recreation Centre, have opened early aquatic and other program registrations to both St. Albert residents and Service Place annual members. As well as the tried, tested, and true classes such as swimming lessons, kettlebells, and kickboxing, there have been some new classes added.
For example, you may want to try Rogue Yoga or Operation Family Fit and PLAY Clubhouse programs with and for the little lovables in your life. General registration opens July 31st, and you can register by going on the City of St. Albert website. In early July, the St. Albert RCMP Crime Reduction Unit began an investigation into a number of residential break-and-enters in which firearms were the target. The break-and-enters occurred in St. Albert, High Prairie, and Onaway. The information gathered through the course of the investigation led to a search warrant being executed in an apartment residence on Sturgeon Road. And during the search, RCMP located 5 firearms, 3 of which were stolen on High Prairie. And one of the firearms had its barrel sawed off, making it a prohibited weapon. 33-year-old Sharon Kelly of St. Albert was charged with 13 criminal code charges, including 3 charges of possession of weapon obtained by commission of offense, 7 charges of unauthorized possession of firearms, 1 charge of possession of weapon for dangerous purpose, 1 charge of possession of break-in instruments, and 1 charge of failure to comply with release conditions. Sean Kelly is set to appear in St. Albert Provincial Court on August 12th. Inspector Pam Robinson, the officer in charge of St. Albert RCMP, stated, "Crime reduction units specialize in targeting the criminals who hurt our communities the most. At the time of arrest, individuals arrested by a crime reduction unit have, on average, minimum 3 charges against them."
And if anyone has any information regarding these crimes or any others, they are asked to contact the St. Albert RCMP detachment at 780-458-7700.
Like myself, have you suffered from a workplace injury? Then I'm sure you found the process of navigating through the WCB frustrating. Ability Management Solutions is a local business who make it their job to help you through this difficult time, and they are this week's Business Spotlight.
I'm Diane, and this is Sandra with Ability Management Solutions, and we represent injured workers of Alberta. And typically what happens is they end up getting lost in the system. Either their claims are denied, they're not given the entitlements that they should have been awarded. So we step in and we help them. We review their claim file, we determine the entitlements that were missed, and write letters on behalf of them and be their voice.
Yeah, it can be a very complicated system, so it's our job to help navigate through that system and have a win-win for the injured worker.
Typically what we find is the Office of the Appeals Advisors only deals with issues that the worker brings to them. What's different with an independent consultant like us is that we actually review the claim file from the start to the finish, and we identify all issues and entitlements that have been missed.
Most of the time the injured worker does not know what their entitlements are. I've had 20 years experience of working at the WCB, so I know what each worker should be entitled to. So looking at a file from the point that we get it, we go through the file and we go right from the beginning of when the claim was actually administered, and we look through and to find out what's been missed based on the nature of the injury.
If you've had a work injury in the province of Alberta and you need assistance with your WCB claim, no matter how old it is, please give us a call and we will be happy to review your claim file and have an in-person or telephone consultation with you.
Or if you have questions about whether or not you should put in a claim with the WCB of Alberta, give us a call and we'll direct you the right way.
And once again, Michelle Parker is here with Let's Get Fit.
Welcome. Today we're focusing in on cross training. Are you an avid athlete? Perhaps you're part of our St. Albert Rugby Club, or you're enjoying your off season, or perhaps you're in the midst of your ice season. Maybe it's hockey. Either way, whether you're in your off season or your on season, consider cross training as a way to strengthen your mind, your body, and your spirit for improved sports performance. What exactly is cross training? So cross training refers to a training program that involves several different forms of exercise with the goal to improve your overall fitness while reducing the risk of overuse injuries with the goal of improving one's sports performance within their main sport. So there's cardio options such as swimming, cycling, skiing, climbing stairs, or jumping rope. Some strength training options: body weight training, suspension training, tubing and band, free weights or machines. Think flexibility as in stretching or yoga, and of course there's speed, balance, and agility drills, such as circuit training, plyometrics, or maybe doing some sprints. So today we're going to jump into our move of the week. We're going to be focusing on our TRX as a new tool for us, working on our bicep curls and our tricep press. All right, for our move of the week, we're using our TRX today. Now there's lots of different suspension training tools out there. This is just one of those brands that happens to be available. So with your eyes facing forward, palms are facing up, shoulders are back and down, and your body is long and strong. So from your heels to your shoulders, we should have a nice straight long line. We're going to slowly bring those hands up towards our forehead, and then we're going to slowly lower ourselves back down. Now the TRX is a tool that you can have in your own home. It does anchor off doors, as well as to your ceiling or wall, depending on how you want to get your place set up. So it is, again, another easily portable piece of equipment. Just grab that door anchor with it so you'll be able to use it. Now the second exercise we're going to go in here with is going to be our tricep press. So balancing out those biceps, we're moving around to face the opposite direction. We're going to extend our feet back behind us. Again, still that long and strong line, engaging your core and squeezing your glutes. And this time we're going to be pressing our hands towards the floor as we come on up. Isolating into the tricep, very similar to a tricep push-up that you may do on the floor. All right, and as you get a little bit fitter, a little bit stronger, you can walk those feet closer to your wall, or as you need to, walking yourself further away. That goes for the bicep as well too. It's all changeable based on where you are today. Thank you so much, and that was today's Move of the Week. For TV7.ca News, I'm Michelle Parker.
And one of my very favorite people, Sharon Gregresh, was down at the St. Albert Farmers Market where she met with Marianne from the Happy Camel. Using hand-picked and carefully prepared ingredients, they make some wonderful breads, dips, salads, and spreads.
Down here at St. Albert Farmers Market, and the Happy Camel is Marianne's business, and I personally know that they've been here for a whole lot of years. How many years, Marianne?
Oh, I'm gonna say probably 12 years. Yeah. It's been a few, yes.
So you have good stuff that ends up in my fridge every time I pop down here.
Excellent.
So tell us about the variety of items that you have.
We have everything from an original hummus, we call it our starter hummus, and then we have about 6 or 8 flavors. We've recently expanded into, instead of just chickpeas, we also do white bean hummus as well, so 3 types of that. Then we have all of our fresh pitas, everything from white and whole wheat to spinach and caramelized onion to multigrain. We have a sesame za'atar flatbread, and then we make chips from the pitas as well.
So if you guys haven't been down here and tried these hummuses or pitas, you are missing out. They are delicious. And I'm thankful that Marianne is here with her business, because we've had many barbecue where it's just been put out for families. So come on down to the St. Albert Farmers Market any Saturday over the summer and check out the Happy Camel.
And be sure to check out the Happy Camel at the largest outdoor market in Western Canada, our very own St. Albert Farmers Market, which is open every Saturday from 10 until 3, all the way up until the weekend before Thanksgiving.
Join FX3 Fitness and friends on Wednesday, August 28th for Sugar Rush. This is a family-friendly wheel, walk, or run event where you can choose from 5, 7.5, or 15-kilometer routes. Early bird entry fees are on sale now and start as low as $15 per participant. The event kicks off on the beautiful trails of St. Albert just alongside the running room. Then you'll head out for a wheel, walk, or run towards Lois Hole Centennial Provincial Park before heading back to the finish line and some scrumptious treats, compliments of Confections Cakes Co. The event sponsors include Rose and Onyx Hair Company, who also support this show, Confections Cakes Co., and the Canadian Brewhouse. If you would like more information on sponsoring or volunteering opportunities, get in touch with Michelle at FX3 Fitness or go to the Running Room website to register.
And that's it for this week. St. Albertans, this is our new format, and this is your show. So if you have any comments or opinions on anything that you see or hear on this show, we'd love to hear from you. Please send us an email at news@tv7.ca. And on behalf of Lisa and myself, have a great week.
Hi everyone, Lisa Ruffianch here. Thanks for checking out this video. If you want to stay up to date on everything going on in St. Albert, please don't forget to like us on Facebook or click the notification icon on YouTube. And of course, you can always check us out on our website, www.tv7.ca, or our Roku channel.